especially with, the other women's match being on. I thought this one was definitely the one that was being overshadowed a little bit. So very good there. Okay, guys, just to give us a little break now, gives us a nice opportunity to tell you guys what we are coming back with in the next remaining few months. So close already. The back end of this year is crazy quick as per normal, but we are going to be finishing off our Bret the Hitman Hart timeline. We're coming back with that with part 4, 5 and 6 at the back end of the year. I know we started that when we first did this podcast. There are 3 episodes up already, so if you want to go back on that and start with us, it's the Bret the Hitman Hart timeline. Starts from his single run. Please feel free to go back on that. Absolutely free. Just hit the subscribe button and you can get that downloaded to any device that you're using on plenty of different apps that are out there that you can go through. So yes, we will be coming back with that again. So we're going to be going back in our time machine for that and getting those recordings done. Okay, now let's move on now, Matt. We spoke about the post-match there, but now we come up to the WWE Championship match. AJ Styles, the champion, up against Samoa Joe. Had a lot of people emailing in that they were slightly disappointed about the ending of this match, but enjoyed the match. It was pretty heavy hitting, so overall it got a decent sort of reaction as far as the match quality. But I was expecting something would have to overspill into the next pay-per-view, and this is going to be that for sure. AJ Styles, Matt, keeping the belt. I know obviously got DQ'd, but no title change here. Was you surprised, Matt, or did you think that they would go sort of and tell more of a story here? Because certainly been... So, the only disappointing thing, I suppose, Matt, is the amount of build-up they've done for this, and that is the sort of end, the climax on SummerSlam. But I guess the positioning of this match should have told you everything.
Well, I kind of felt like on the SmackDown before SummerSlam, it didn't feel like anything was resolved, because Joe, of course, read out that letter and said it was from AJ's wife, but AJ never got a chance to reply and say, that was made up and rubbish. So I kind of had a bad vibe from that point that something was going to happen during the match, and it did. They made the whole note of his family, which I must say was very uncomfortable, because it did look like his daughter was taking it serious. Like, what's my daddy doing? Why is he being so violent? That's an awkward situation to put your child in. But fair play to them if they want to go down that route. I'm sure it'll be a lot more easier to watch than what Mick Foley's children had to watch. But yeah, so I feel like making it go along, like I said much before, with the Bludgeon Brothers and their match, it isn't so bad, because the story was still being told, and when it spilled out into the outside of the ring and on the table through the barrier, and that it did show that they're willing to go to the next level. And we didn't see too much in this match, which isn't such a bad thing, because they don't want to give it all away in one go. We saw too much of that between Nakamura and AJ. The amount of times that they fought each other, it was getting kind of tiresome by the end of it. So, putting a stop to it kind of now and then leaving it another month before the next pay-per-view isn't such a bad thing. I'm sure we'll see a lot more of this on SmackDown to keep the fire burning. But I feel like we'll get a good kind of payoff to this around the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed this match for what it was. I mean, I know people will say about the ending, but like you've got to keep this going a little bit more. Obviously, this isn't the end of it, and I think to be honest with you, Matt, when I knew this was coming up next, like when I was watching it last night, I just knew this wasn't going to be the climactic ending, because this would have been further along the show. So I knew it was going to be some sort of crazy ending. Obviously, at the end, we get the part where Samoa Joe picks up the mic and He's sort of like talking to his daughter, isn't he? Like, he'll be his her new daddy now, and all that stuff. And then that causes AJ to, whack out another staff member, and then goes after Joe and gets DQ and all the rest of it. But it's kind of cool, because these guys obviously they know each other so well, Matt, that they're going to be able to go to these sort of personal lengths. I don't think he would trust just anybody doing this, but I think with Joe and AJ, given all their history, Matt, they are, more than happy to do this, which is good because, when you get those kind of feuds, Matt, they're always another layer to it. So I did think it told the story it was supposed to do, and I do think, that I personally as a fan want to see another match between these two. I've given this actually 4 stars, believe it or not, because I thought it for what it was, it delivered, and I thought the match quality was there. I was a little bit worried because sometimes you get these 2 big names in there and you think nothing can go wrong, but it always, something's missing. And I did feel like the fans were into this as well, which was cool. Normally, especially with Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ at WrestleMania, I felt like that was quite... there was something missing with the fans. Like they weren't seem to be as into it as I thought they would be. I think with this, Matt, I think like that Brooklyn crowd, they were quite into this and went along with it quite nicely. So 4 stars for me on this one. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, well, 4 stars from you and 3.5 stars from me.
Yep.
That's not a bad mark on a match that ended in a DQ finish.
Yep, fair enough. Styles goes to his wife and daughter after and apologises to them, and they leave together. As on my notes here. Also, my notes by this point, I put that I was a little bit flagging. I think I'd ordered in another Jack Daniels at this point to try and get myself revved up again. Now, tell me, what the hell happened here, Matt? Because I was kind of like, as I said, I just ordered that Jack Daniels. I put my drink down and I saw Elias was out there, and then all of a sudden he just snapped the guitar. The guitar broke. Was that WWE saying we're pushed for time, finish up quick, do something? Or was that meant? I mean, what happened there? Because I'm guessing, Matt, that somewhere Bobby Lashley was supposed to come out in all this. Yeah. I mean, what happened there?
I did kind of feel like they were supposed to blame this childish antics on someone, but maybe we'll get that a little bit later. But I do feel like the time was being a bit stretched here, but they did make a little bit of a hoo-ha about Elias debuting a new song, being the greatest he'd ever written. So of course, much like we saw years ago with Jeff Jarrett, we don't quite get to see these things sometimes. And sometimes, at least the fans wanted more.
Yeah, I love the way he just broke the guitar. And that was the end of that. So subtle. I was almost expecting maybe they should have just to make time better, they should have just showed Bobby Lashley's beautiful smile from that interview and just ended it like that, So no Bobby Lashley. He was kind of coming out on social media saying, I'm going to be there, you bet ya. So I don't know what happened there, but obviously he wasn't at that point. Then also backstage we get Miz, who runs into, of course, his old Miztourage, the B team, and he tries to credit for their success, but they blow him off and go and celebrate and all the rest of it. And of course this leads us into a match with a lot of history and baggage into it. Daniel Bryan up against The Miz. Certainly, from my point of view, one of The Miz's best outings for me. I really enjoyed his performance in this. Matt, what did you think to this? Because again, when you've got so much build up on something, a lot of the times it's nigh on impossible to deliver what everybody wants. But certainly this was a hell of a long match. I mean, again, I would say I would have cut some off of this and give Elias his moment. I don't know, but it did seem for me, and I am a big Daniel Bryan fan, by the way, I did feel like this maybe went a little bit too long. There were some moments in there where I thought, I'm kind of losing focus on all this at the minute. But again, it doesn't help when you've got a pay-per-view as long as this. Maybe if this was on a 3-hour pay-per-view, I would have been more into it, but it can be long sometimes. So just under 24 minutes. What did you make of this match, Matt? Because again, lots of history. The whole promo package certainly showed that from their days back in the NXT and all the rest of it when he first come along on the scene. What did you make of it, Matt?
Oh yeah, it's the hardest match of the night for me to sort of rate, because for me it was kind of all over the place. I mean, I enjoyed it, it was a good match, but much like you said, it felt like some portions of the match kind of dragged, and kind of felt like at some points they were just adding little bits of filler to it. Like, I couldn't even count how many kicks must have been thrown in this match. It seemed like a majority of the offense was kicks. And Daniel Bryan, he wasn't the same guy like I'm used to seeing. There was no kind of groundwork in his kind of wrestling style this time, and there was no submissions to be seen from him, barely. So I just kind of wondered, like, what the style was. And like I said, it went on for so long. In a match like this with such a heated rivalry, you expect the aggression levels to be so high that, you know, this match really won't go on that long, that it will be said and done with a lot sooner. But then saying that, I was much impressed by the way The Miz showed his resiliency, and kind of almost like seeing a different side to him now, that, you know, the passion is showing through, and that's a really good part of the storytelling, when you see that despite the actual amount of punishment they can take, that they kick out. I mean, I know there's the scripting element to it, but still the way that he acts in the match, you know, he might not be a good actor in movies, you know, that's debatable, but in that ring, you know, he does a great job of telling the story. And I was even a big fan of the way they used Maurice as well, because it's a good way to capitalise on the success of the Miz and Mrs. TV show, you know, keep her in the frame and you know, make sure that they're seen together and that she's still a part of this. So that was another good aspect of it. And, you know, the ending was kind of surprising though. I mean, I don't really know what that means for Daniel Bryan now, but, you know, for me coming into this, I was thinking if he's going somewhere, or if the WWE want to sort of get Daniel Bryan back to where he used to be, he would win this. But for me, it just feels like they've kind of now gone a different direction, and like they're more invested in the Miz these days.
Yeah, it was weird the fact that he lost the match, because you know, the Miz has basically been slaughtering him all the way up to this point. So you thought this has got to be the babyface winner, which can only tell me that this is going to go on a little bit longer as well. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Daniel Bryan get those wins back. But yeah, I mean, I felt like the Miz has come out of this, you know, solid gold here, because, and you know, DX1, he emailed in, he actually thinks the Miz has another, you know, big. He said that he should be AJ's next go-to program. Should be with the Miz, and you know, he would put that up there in for, you know, a big level WrestleMania type feud. So that's how much he thinks of him. And you know, I've got to say, the Miz has done a decent job. He's worked hard to get himself back here. So, and I felt like he done some great storytelling in this as well. Like you know, the way he was very vicious at times as well in this match, which was good. For me, I give this a 3.5 stars, just because I think it was a little bit long. But you know, I've got to say it's a little bit biased, because I think if this was maybe before the last match, it might have got better, and I might have swapped the results around a little bit. But I think it's just watching it on that show, it's very difficult to keep in, and I think WWE, timing wise, this wasn't the greatest situation to put them out here just after that AJ match, which, you know, not that it was as long or anything, but it was as long. It was, you know, almost just under another 25 minutes. But the fact of what you had at the end of it, quite an emotional sort of roller coaster, and then you're going in straight into another one. You know, it was just a bit of you know, an odd situation to put them back to back, considering some of the other matches that we have right at the end of this that could have, I'm sure, squeezed in there somewhere just to sort of give us a little bit of a come down and then go back up again. But for you, Matt, what did you say you gave that? Did you give a rating for that? I can't remember now.
Oh, no, I didn't rate. Yeah, yep. Like I said before, this is a really hard one for me to rate, because where I did enjoy it, would I go back and watch it again? I don't think I would. I mean, not that it was a bad match, it was just long and you know, drawn out. And like you said, I feel like I enjoyed it once and once only, so I'll give it 3.5 stars. Fair
enough. Unusual there for a Daniel Bryan match, but nonetheless, I'm sure that won't be the end of this. That'll be my thing. Okay, let's move on now, shall we? This was a match that I certainly wasn't looking forward to. Constable Baron Corbin up against Finn Balor, and big surprise in this match was to see